Since this website was built to dispel the myths surrounding online survival guides and put the spotlight on the scammers that operate in this industry, I thought I would share my experience with an Oli Fischer review. You've probably come across a lot of online chatter about emergency survival guides and survival experts, including Oli Fischer, and you're probably wondering, is Oli Fischer a legitimate guy? One question that I am sure is burning a hole in your head, something that I had been thinking about for a long time as well, is the national meltdown a real thing? Let me tell you what I think. I think that we, as a nation, are approaching a point where a big change is going to affect millions of Americans' lives. And unfortunately, the change is not going to be a good change. It's going to be a bad change. I think not preparing for this change and just letting it hit us and ruin our lives and lives of our loved ones, our family, our friends, that's just careless and reckless. I think every able-bodied American needs to take some measures and some precautions that are necessary to ensure that the lives of their loved ones are not negatively impacted by any of these very scary changes that might take place soon. So that being said, as you can imagine, I've been putting a lot of time researching online survival guides in recent history. And that's how I came across Oli Fischer's Uncensored Survival. To be fair, I wasn't initially sold. I mean, there's a lot of these experts online. You know, they have a lot of different guides online. And a lot of them talk a good game, but I wasn't just convinced that they knew what they were talking about. I wasn't convinced that following their recommendations would really help me prepare for these scary situations. But with Oli, it was different. You know, he seems to be a pretty genuine, patriotic, and practical American. Unlike the other experts, he's not, at least in my opinion, trying to scare the crap out of me. And I really liked his points, the points that he made when I heard him talk. And as you'll see, as mentioned in the reviews and the testimonials and the videos, you know, the points that he makes, they're rational, they're well thought out, they're intelligent, and you know, he backs up his points with evidence. It's not just some hokey idea that, you know, has no basis in reality. This is real, practical, well thought out, eloquently stated recommendations and ideas, and that's why I think Oli's voice really resonated with me, and I made the plunge. So, $47 later, delivered at my door in my hands, I had the physical hard copy of the coursework, and I like that. It's not just a PDF or a file on a computer. It's something you can hold on to when the tough times strike you. I'll put in a few words about what I thought about the book. It covers 5 main points. Each point is pretty important. Oli does a really good job of providing real-world recommendations and concrete examples for each point. And there's really not much fluff in there. There's no impractical, unusable stuff. It's all very, very useful information. Finally, I'd like to say that I think anyone and everyone who, regardless of their familiarity with survival techniques, will benefit from reading this book and from learning from Oli about how to survive in emergency situations. I think it's going to make you feel more prepared and more confident, and it's going to give you some concrete steps to follow when tough times strike. I, for one, feel a lot more confident and a lot more well prepared now to tackle any emergency situations that might affect my family, my loved ones, my kids, and others who are near and dear to me.